everybody, and welcome back to our channel. I am Coldfire.
And I'm Kit.
And today we're going to be doing another interview by Madonna. This was MTV Breakfast with Madonna interview from 1990. And this was right before we reacted to the Blonde Ambition World Tour. And we forgot to react to them. So we're now doing them. And if you haven't checked out our page, we have a lot of Madonna concerts and playlists on there, so be sure to check those out. And without further ado, let's see what Kurt Louder, or what's his name?
I don't know.
I remember we used to watch MTV.
Hi, I'm Kurt Louder. Welcome to Ultra Madonna Weekend here on MTV. All the specials, all the videos, all the Madonna you can possibly handle. And then at 10 tonight, even more on our ultrasound special Inside Madonna, in which we follow her into the recording studio for the making of her great new album, Ray of Light, which will be released this coming Tuesday, and which you should hear as soon as humanly possible. Well, let's get right to it now. Breakfast with Madonna, a special shot in Tokyo in 1990, coming up next. The date was a Friday the 13th in April of 1990. The event was the opening concert on Madonna's Blonde Ambition World Tour, and the location was Tokyo. The conversation was about controversy, concerts, and control over love and life. Here is Breakfast with Madonna.
I just think it's better to, to have humor, that's all.
Yeah.
A sense of humor. And not take yourself too seriously.
Do you believe in love? 'Cause I got something to say about it. And it goes something like this.
Hi, I'm Kurt Louder. Welcome to Breakfast with Madonna. Breakfast right here and now, actually. This is more like a light tea. What happened was we were in Tokyo last April when Madonna launched her 1990 World Tour. It was a Friday the 13th. The first concert was held at a brand new open-air stadium about 2 hours outside of Tokyo, and it poured rain. Not the best of conditions, actually, and frankly, prospects for a post-show interview looked pretty bad. But then back in Tokyo after the show, well past midnight, we got a call. Madonna would in fact grace us with her presence. So we hustled over to her hotel suite all the way across town, and there came upon the most remarkable scene. The room we were ushered into was filled with wreathing, bare-chested male dancers, all gyrating wildly to some booming dance pop track on a stereo. In the middle of all this, up on a coffee table, stood Madonna herself, wearing boxer shorts and a black bra, and flailing away with equal abandon. Well, at least we knew we were in the right place. So we went into another room, set up all our cameras, and about an hour later, Madonna, having apparently exhausted all of her dancing companions, appeared in our doorway, wearing a relatively demure bathrobe. She took a seat on a couch, ordered a cup of tea, and off we went.
Just tell people I just woke up.
Yeah.
You had breakfast with Madonna.
I'm having my morning tea. I feel so rested.
We started out talking about religion. Madonna was raised Catholic, and Catholic themes have been woven through much of her work. Most recently, the video for Like a Prayer, which so upset her former tour sponsor, Pepsi Cola, and the actual liturgical touch of Act of Contrition on the Like a Prayer album. Given all of this, and the outlines of Madonna's fairly well-known social life, we were wondering, does Madonna still consider herself a Catholic?
Do you still think of yourself as a Catholic?
Sort of. A fallen Catholic. Yeah.
Did you get any hate mail or anything for doing Act of Contrition, or well, not hate mail, but did you get?
If I did, no one gave it to me.
Did your aunts call you up or anything like that?
No. No, my relatives never called me up and say they didn't like something. I suppose if they don't like it, they just gave it to themselves.
That's good. But you don't go to church or anything anymore? Right?
No. I'm not a practicing Catholic. But once you're a Catholic,
you're always a Catholic, right?
As you know, Kurt.
Actually, that's true, but yeah. Okay. I wanted to ask you about Oh Father, which I think is the most amazing video. Has your dad seen this? I mean, did he have any response to all this?
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't know if he's seen it. I'm kind of afraid to call him up and ask him.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, is there other character aspects to it? It's not like your life line for line, or?
No, it's not. But it's a lot of stuff in the story is drawn from my life. I mean, it's a combination of my father and other men that I've known. So.
Okay. And you haven't talked to him since about this?
I've talked to him all the time, but I mean, it's sort of unspoken, and we don't really my father doesn't call me up and say, hey, I just saw your video on MTV. I mean, he never does that.
Yeah.
He just kind of tries to treat me like all my brothers and sisters. And,
That might be difficult, I would imagine.
well, he doesn't.
Have you heard from any other people that crop up on the album? I mean, you're talking about a lot of stuff in your life, and people say, I saw myself in that song.
I mean, yes, I hear, I mean, people I don't really know say I could really relate to them and stuff.
Yeah.
No one really close to me.
Yeah. Do you find that around the world? I mean, if you're in Japan, do you have kids coming up saying, well, it would be hard to understand, I suppose.
Not in Japan, no. No one's really spoken to me in Japan. They
Really?
just stare a lot.
It's such a lonely life, that's awful. The greatest advertising hoo-ha of all time was your Pepsi deal. This was fantastic. You sign this deal, you do your video, you do their little thing, everything's done, you get this tour support, I suppose, and then the video comes out and they go nuts. I mean, what was that all about? Did they just lose their minds or what?
Well, I think that they were afraid of the controversy that the video was going to cause.
How did they put it to you? I mean, did they say, well, we don't like black guys doing this and with white girls, or was there anything like that? Or
No,
was it
they
just-
would never be so honest. They just said they didn't like it. And a couple of people were threatening to boycott the bottling companies in the South.
Yeah,
and-
Donald Wildman, I mean, you know, what he's talking about.
Well, I think they were really afraid that this whole thing was going to, like, blow up, and they didn't want to do anything to harm Pepsi,
Yeah,
which is a sort of all-American symbol.
yeah. And were you surprised by this? Or was
Yeah,
you-
I was. Because the video is, I mean, there's a fable in the video,
Yeah.
and it's about, you know, standing up for somebody and telling the truth, and I was shocked that they couldn't see that. What they see is what they get.
They should have known going in.
They
I
should have.
suppose.
I told them about the videos.
How did you describe it? Did you say, it's me and this guy, and we're,
I told them what we did.
yeah.
I told them everything.
Do you have this show really sums up, I mean, like a prayer album in a way. You're doing stuff, America's in a very regressive phase, and it's very sort of black and white, it's anti-gay. We've really become, going back to the 50s, and the stuff you're doing,
Yeah.
I mean, do you get bad messages from people out there? Do you get any
Well, I just
threats or-
started. I mean,
But I mean, the record has been out. I mean, the songs on the record are like that. Do the videos convey that kind of?
I know the moral majority is up in arms against me, but
Congratulations.
the people, yes, consider it an achievement. But I think that I'm offending certain groups, but I mean, I think that people who really understand what I'm doing aren't offended by it. Because it's pro-life,
Yeah.
you know. It's pro, you know, equality. It's pro-humanity. So,
I mean, you despair.
and that's not really the mood America's in right now.
What do you think that is? I mean, how did people come out of the 60s?
It's fear of AIDS. I mean, it's just this. I mean, it's like turned everybody into these like 50s monsters, you know. You know.
Right.
What? No, that's my opinion. That's
Yeah.
why everything's changing.
What do you think AIDS has just allowed like the right wing to come in and say, well, see, that's what it leads
Yes,
to?
it has.
Yeah.
It has, but see, then the people who don't really know that are sort of following onto it and saying, oh yeah, that's why. You know what I mean? It's a small group of people who are leading people in that direction.
Yeah. Is it hard for you to try and convey these ideas in a stage show and still have like Gaudier costumes and stuff and be entertaining?
Well, I'm not interested in hitting people over the head. I think that, I mean, I'm not militant anything, and I don't want to be pedantic. You know, to me, it's more interesting if you interject humor in all the messages. That way, people get what you're saying, but they sort of get it. I mean, laughing. You know, I mean, there's irony in everything that I do. So,
Yeah.
in the show.
So you're saying, well, always leave them laughing, kind of thing.
Well, I just think it's better to, you know, to have humor, that's all.
Yeah.
A sense of humor. And not take yourself too seriously.
We'll be having some more laughs with Madonna about voguing, among other things, in just a moment, so don't go away. Welcome Welcome back to Breakfast with Madonna. During the course of our talk with Madonna after the first show of her world tour in Tokyo last April, we naturally got around to the subject of how she goes about writing songs with her two collaborators, Patrick Leonard and Stephen Bray, the difficulties of performing in a downpour of the sort that greeted her in Japan, and how much she does or doesn't like touring in general. We had run into Madonna's brother, Chris Ciccone, backstage at that show. Chris did some of the stage designs for this tour, but the main reason he was out on the road with his sister this time around, he told us, was, as he put it, who knows if she'll ever tour again? To which Madonna's response was as follows.
That's what he said he's out here for?
Well, he didn't really put it quite that way, but he led me to believe that, maybe you would be.
I certainly wouldn't tour in this capacity. I mean, this one really wore me out.
Why so? Was it the rain? Was it the...
No, not this show, this tour.
Yeah.
This, putting it together because I really put a lot of myself into it. I think it's a real personal statement, and it's much more theatrical than anything I've ever done. And I think that it is much more of a theater piece.
No.
And in that respect, I had to pay a lot more attention to detail with set and costume and lighting and stuff, and it just took a lot out of me.
Does everyone get that sort of thing, you think, around the world? I mean, you're going to be going around.
If she only knew she's going to be continuing to do the tours like that.
Actually, the girly show tour that we're going to react to after we do the erotica is even more elaborate than the
No, I
Blind
know, but
Ambition.
all of her tours are going to be like that. She just doesn't realize it.
Yeah, I think probably right now she's probably speaking because remember she lost her voice in this one. She was singing to 65,000 people a night, and it took a toll on her. And when
I'm
you're
just
tired,
saying,
you would break.
I'm just saying, in here she physically just said,
Right,
I don't think I'm going to do something this elaborate again.
right. And I think that she was saying that because at the time she's tired. How
Well, yeah,
people...
I get that, but that's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
The next tour she does, it's even more elaborate. The one after that is even more elaborate, and so on and so on. So
Which leads her to becoming the highest grossing
Correct.
female touring artist.
I'm just saying.
9 or 10 times in the Guinness Book of World Records.
I'm not debating. I'm just simply stating. She didn't know what she was in for, what she was going to plan on doing. She misread that one.
I think she didn't necessarily. Yeah, I can see your take on that. But I think what she means is maybe probably scheduling her tour where the weather permits better conditions.
No, you can't control the weather, but
or it could be that she is in the exhaustion mode where she's not thinking as clearly.
Or maybe her shows were too close together.
Yeah, she was doing them every night without a day
So that
off.
could be it, because like currently her celebration tour, she has.
I think 1 day off a week.
Yeah, but then for that city, then she takes like a week or so off, and goes to the next city. I think if I remember seeing the dates, but
No, when she's in a certain territory, she pretty much tries to do them back to back with 1 day off.
correct. And then
When she goes to the next country, like if she
she'll take
goes
some
to from maybe Asia to Europe or somewhere like that, she takes a few days off because of jet lag.
Yeah. No, and I get
You got to get accustomed to that.
So, but
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
moving on.
Around the world, do you understand the concept of theater? Do you think the Japanese understand the way Americans do or the French do?
I don't know if they're going to look at it and say, oh, this is like theater, but they're certainly going to be affected the way I think theater affects you, in that there's a kind of catharsis, like from beginning to end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a piece where we don't have to stop, at the end of every number and like people applaud. I mean, we could really do the show without audience interaction, which a lot of concerts rely on. So.
Yeah. Were you worried tonight?
Except if it's raining, then I have to sort of ad lib.
Maybe you were worried tonight. It's like Friday the 13th. That the rain is pouring down.
I did.
Dangerous up there or what?
It was extremely dangerous. Yeah.
I mean, really, somebody could have fallen off and died, or broken their leg.
Well, I have a dancer who's injured right now. She twisted her ankle in a rehearsal, so I was just I felt like a protective mother through the whole show, watching all the dancers and singers. I mean, I wasn't really paying attention to the audience as much as I'd like to, because I just wanted everyone to get through the show and not get hurt.
Yeah. You've become a real dancer. I mean, I don't mean to say that you weren't before, but you've really been working at that. I mean, it was obvious on this tour that.
Well, I'm working it in the
you've
show.
You've really got the stuff, you know.
Thank you. But I have been working on it, yes.
I mean, do you feel that too, that you really...
But it helps. I mean, I hired a lot of dancers who were very helpful and collaborative in the choreography. And everybody's different in the show, and I think everybody said, okay, now we're going to do this, and so whoever was good with that particular style of dancing worked with everyone else to get it right.
Yeah. Now you have a dance director, but do you get down with these people and say, well, I want to convey this? I mean, is it a matter of saying, I want to convey stuff, or you actually show them steps? Or?
Well, no, my contribution was, this is how I want to present this song. And we put the songs together so that there was an arc, an emotional arc in the show. It starts off this way, it ends this way. And I basically thought of sort of vignettes for every song and how this is what I want to do in this song. And I would talk to Vince about the costumes and the feel that I wanted, and then he would fool around with it for a while. And then based on what song we were doing, he would pull a dancer or two who he thought were good at this kind of stuff, and they would collaborate together and come up with it. And then I'd come in and say, I like this, I don't like that.
Yeah.
And it was,
I think you're inventing any new dance steps here. Will we be seeing this stuff on the streets anytime soon?
well, I think that a lot of people haven't seen voguing, and I think that should make an impression on people, and I think it'd be great if everybody starts doing it. I think it's great.
I mean, voguing was going to be a big thing.
It was, but it didn't make it, so maybe it will have another chance.
Why do you think it didn't?
Because they didn't have a spokesperson like me.
And why are you promoting it then?
Because I love it.
What's so appealing about it? We're trying to get behind voguing.
Well, you know what? I love it.
Also, you know.
I think it has a lot of humor to it too. I mean, it's just so sort of arrogant and there and presentational. You know what I mean? Self-conscious in a way, and I think it's hilarious.
In producing and songwriting, or are you the person who's in charge, or is it a total equal collaboration? I understand. I learned today that you play like guitar and keyboards, and I never knew that.
An equal collaboration? I suppose in the beginning it is, but in the end, I say what goes and what doesn't go.
That's
because
true. So.
It's me out there, not Steve and Pat. So, and they understand that.
But I mean, do you trade ideas back and forth? Do you come up with melody lines, or is it mostly lyrics, or
lyrics and melody line?
And to get inspired for all this, are you forced to go out to dance clubs a lot?
No.
Or do you go out to dance clubs a lot?
I do, but I'm not forced to.
I was just trying to be wry.
Yeah. Rye or pumpernickel.
Yes, it's true. Yeah. Do you think, since you do go out to dance clubs occasionally, do you see stuff that might be the next voguing? I mean, you see new stuff coming up. You're on top of this, right? You can tell us.
Well, quite frankly, I haven't been out in a couple of months because I've been working on the show.
Yeah.
I don't know what's after voguing, but I'll let you know when I find out.
Did you have any difficulty convincing Gautier to come up with unusual designs for the clothes in this show, or was he?
No, he's very creative, and we collaborated on anything. I mean, I actually sent him drawings originally about what I wanted, which were the first. I mean, a lot of the costumes were like inspired by my stick drawings, and then he kind of elaborated and threw his stuff in.
Your stick drawings?
Yeah, I'm not a good artist.
I thought art may have run in the family.
No, unfortunately, and all my brothers and sisters are good that way except me.
I see. Okay.
This is my compensation.
Okay, we're going to take a little pause right now because even at Breakfast with Madonna, there are still commercial breaks, right? Over the course of our early morning conversation with Madonna in Tokyo last April, the talk inevitably turned to questions of love and marriage, her failed marriage to actor Sean Penn in particular. These thoughts were suggested by a song on her Like a Prayer album called Till Death Do Us Part, and here's what Madonna had to say about it.
I wanted to ask you about Till Death Do Us Part 2. I mean, do you still believe that love is a possibility? I mean, you're not soured on the whole concept? Well, okay, it is a possibility. I'm sorry, but I mean, do you think of it differently now than you did?
Well, that was a point of view in the song. I mean, that you just keep going back for more shit. No. I was just sort of describing a situation, not condoning it. You know?
But I mean, you don't feel soured by an experience that millions of people go through all the time?
No, absolutely not.
Have you found love again?
Have I found love again?
Yes.
Yes, many times.
Since then?
Many times since then.
Really? Gee whiz. God, what an enterprising woman. Okay.
That's what they say.
You had said once when you were doing Speed the Plow, you were dandling some babe on your knee, I think, a child, and say, well, this is my next project. I don't even remember this or not. Like, the Madonna baby.
I was in a capricious mood.
Oh, okay. So we shouldn't take that.
Well, my next project was not that, so.
No, it turned out to be a movie and an album, but I just wondered if you were still, I mean, you want to have kids at some point? Or...
Yeah.
Now, my next question is, would they be with
Please don't ask me with who.
This is because Warren Beatty did this interview with Barbara Waller. It's a really terrible interview, but he did this interview, and he said he wants to have kids too. And naturally the question would arise, would you be having them together, perhaps?
Well, I just really can't comment on that.
I thought I had to try. I don't know. Is there a different sort of persona in the songs for Dick Tracy and the film also? I mean, is it a new Madonna? It's
inspired by the movie, so it's kind of in character, my breathless character from the movie. So yeah.
Hello?
You're breaking and entering, you know.
Sorry.
Sit down. Are you gonna arrest me?
If I were gonna arrest you, I'd have done it by now.
Then what are you up to, honey?
I think Lips Manless is dead. And I want you to tell me who killed him. Or maybe you weren't on his side. Whose side are you on?
The side I'm always on. Mine.
No grief for Lips?
I'm wearing black underwear.
You know it's legal for me to take you down to the station and sweat it out of you under the lights.
I sweat a lot better in the dark. I know how you feel. You don't know if you want to hit me or kiss me. I get a lot of that.
Look, you're safe. Big boy's in jail. You're the one that can keep him there. Give me a call.
The first song in the show is a Stephen Sondheim song, and then the other two I wrote, trying to keep in the period vein with a sort of modern feel to it. So, but there's, 12 songs on the soundtrack.
Yeah. Is that what the album I'm Breathless is going to be? Like all stuff Dick Tracy, or will it be?
Well, some of the songs are in the movie. The rest are just inspired by the movie itself.
Yeah.
The period aspect, the cartoon aspect, the gangsters, the characters, and who I was in the movie.
Yeah. Why Stephen Sondheim, besides the fact that he's that's a great songwriter? Are you a longtime fan? Did you know him?
I know him now. I knew who he was before I did the movie, but I was introduced to him and worked with him, and I really respect him.
What attracted you to this? Were you a Dick Tracy?
No.
I don't think it was you.
What attracted me to it?
Yeah.
A good part in a good movie.
Yeah.
I mean, a chance to work with a lot of great talents.
Yeah. But does it resemble, any blondes you've done previously?
No.
Like who's that girl?
No. This movie looks like nothing anyone's ever seen.
In what way? Can you
just have
preview
to
it
see
for
it
us?
by now. No. It just looks incredible.
Come on.
It's like a 3D cartoon, but it's real. You can sink your teeth into it.
Wow. That does sound good. We'll go see it.
Plug.
Okay. Okay.
And now I have to eat my breakfast.
Don't go for second best.
Well, that was Breakfast with Madonna interview from 1990, and
I'm hungry.
obviously I remember that this was in Truth or Dare when she was in the room and she was on the coffee table dancing with her backup dancers. So it was her only chance to do it, so they called it Breakfast with Madonna because they couldn't catch her in the mornings because she was always out running and doing other kind of stuff. But, you know, I thought this was an interesting interview because she talked about a lot of stuff. And he didn't push too hard on the subjects of too many different things. No. I mean, he wanted to know basically the tour and how, you know.
See, I don't mind people doing interviews but I mean, you ask, they answer great. They don't answer, don't push it. But no.
The most amazing thing that since we've been doing interviews and we haven't even gotten past 1990 yet, is that every interviewer, she's already the most popular entertainer in the freaking world. And here we are now, it's 2023, and she still winds up in the Guinness Book of World Records again. I mean, it's unreal that most singers don't last this long. Most singers don't even last a year or two now.
No, they don't.
But God, she's been going on close to 5 decades. And she's like, okay. But we hope that you enjoyed that interview.
And as she said, we need to eat breakfast.
Yes. As she's saying, she needs to go to bed.
Yeah, pretty much.
But we love you, Madonna. And we love you guys out there. Thanks for sticking with us. And stay tuned for our next Madonna adventure. You never know what it's going to be. Love you.